welcome to OC Donut Steal. That's my husband, Evan.
Hey, what's up? This is my wife, Alana, and we're doing art.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Well, he's doing art.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
So this is some OC. This is an original character that I'm drawing today.
So Donut Steal.
Yeah, Donut Steal this, please. Or, well, you know, it's like I said before, it's always coming from somewhere, and actually this pose is taken from an old issue of X-Force by Greg Capullo. So he drew Siren flying up like this, and I changed it to my totally new character, Titaness, who can also fly, but has, you know, different costume design. I added the tennis skirt and all that.
Speaking of costume design, you're looking very fancy.
Oh, well, you know, I've been watching the other clips and I'm thinking, what can I do to improve? And it's like...
I'll put on a suit.
Yeah, outside of getting better at art itself,
Uh-huh.
what can I do to improve? And I thought, why not put on the one suit I own?
Yeah.
Or at least the top half. I might be wearing shorts.
Well, you look great.
Oh, thanks.
Just like when I married you.
Oh, thanks. Fantastic. So, do you remember the name Greg Capullo? Does that ring a bell for you? Because we saw him at Phoenix Comic Con, Phoenix Fan Fest.
Mm-hmm.
He did a panel with Todd McFarlane. They spoke together for about
Was
an hour.
he the, like, New Yorker guy?
Yeah, the New Yorker guy.
Okay.
That might be a good way of putting it.
Okay.
And he drew X-Force way back in the 90s, and also he did a long run on Spawn with Todd, where he would pencil it and Todd would ink it.
Okay.
And they're actually going to be working, Spawn 300 is coming out in August. And they're going to be
Are we sure?
Yeah, we're confident this time.
Okay.
And they're going to be doing a story together again. They haven't worked on Spawn together for years and years and years. So that's kind of exciting for me.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of Spawn in the DNA of this art today. Although I should say...
This art.
That
you're doing.
That you're watching right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Again, it's really more, you were saying in another video that I should step more outside of my comfort zone, and I am. Coming up on the drawing table now, do you know what I've been working on?
Are you inking my drawing?
Yeah, that's part of it. So let's talk a bit about what we've got coming up next week and in the future. In future videos, I'm working on, she actually penciled some art, some fan art for Charmed, the TV show Glow.
Yeah.
And then I inked it. So we'll be doing that on a future episode.
And I think this is my first time ever
Drawing?
penciling, like, with the trying to do a layout and everything like that. Yeah.
Well, I have old art from when you drew a picture of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that was just drawing one picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's more to this one. You did a whole page design.
Mm-hmm.
But we did that in the future. We did that with not this footage. This is still, I'm recording here with the Akaso V50 Pro, which is 4K, although when this gets uploaded, it'll be 720. But we switched over. The last couple days I've been recording with both of our phones. We got smartphones. I've got a Sony Xperia XZ, or XZ as they say across the pond.
Yeah, and I got the Supreme phone.
The iPhone 10.
Yeah.
And the iPhone 10, this video is going to run a little long. We're going to go almost 20 minutes here. Beautiful. We're going to go almost 20 minutes on this clip because there's a couple different art pieces that I'm going to be showing you today. One of them is recorded with her iPhone. It was actually my first crack at trying to draw. What's the name of Rose McGowan's character on Charmed?
Paige.
Paige.
How could you forget that?
I was
Paige?
trying to draw Paige, and you're telling me, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. You're saying I was taking certain liberties.
Yeah.
And there is another piece in this video too. After this Titaness stuff, it's going to go back to the operator that I drew and that we talked about in another video. You may remember that clip. The Tomb Raider type character. I call her the operator because she's got sort of that military presence when she walks in the room.
When you say operator, I think of, like, how can I direct your call? I think of, like, a receptionist. I don't think militant.
It's like a Sicario reference. Like if you've ever seen Sicario, I don't know if they call the soldiers in there operators, but that's like how people refer to them when they talk about the movies. Like, these guys are operators.
I think maybe 8 people have seen that.
Oh. Well, my point is women can be operators too.
You mean like militant?
Yeah, militant vigilante operators.
Mm-hmm.
But what
you
else?
Say like generals or privates or colonels or just like there's a million things that you would think military. Operator has a long history of just being how can I connect your call.
That's an interesting point. I'm going to take that into consideration for future labels. You see here, okay, on Titaness, I'm inking the tennis skirt, which actually, when I was brainstorming names for the character, and it's a work in progress, so, like you asked me, is there a Marvel or DC Titaness? And honestly, there might be.
Oh.
But that's when I was brainstorming names, I thought tennis skirt.
Oh. Okay.
So that was part of my reasoning there, and also just the strength of a Titan, right?
Right.
Because it may not be entirely clear here based on the angle, but in this page, there's a character who looks a lot like Taylor Swift in the corner, and she's telling Titaness, "Hey, look up in the sky, the moon's about to crash into the earth." So this is why Titaness leaps up and away, and has to go catch the moon.
You know what's interesting too is there's a Charmed episode
Really?
where the Titans are wreaking havoc and then the Charmed sisters have to declare themselves gods so they can defeat the Titans.
Well, it's like what they say, there's nothing new under the sun.
No.
Or the moon, in this case. Tell me a bit more about what happened on Charmed. They did what with the Titans?
Well, the Titans were, trying to ruin the Earth.
Are these like the Greek Titans?
They were brought back.
Okay.
After, years of slumber, they were brought back by a demon, and they were trying to kill all the elders, and so the Charm Sisters had to stop them, but because they were so powerful, the essence of gods had to be re-released by Leo, and then the Charm Sisters had to declare themselves gods so that they would have enough power to defeat the Titans.
Wow, that's a really interesting story. How can I steal? I mean, plagiarize. I mean, transform that into a new work.
Well, I'm sure it's like based on an old story that was based on another one, right?
Like an actual Greek play?
Probably.
Which I know what? I know Oedipus and I know Lysistrata.
I would probably know more if you would take me to Greece.
Oh, okay, sure. That's next on the agenda. Do you notice that transition?
Yeah, I saw that now you are adding color.
Right, well, yeah. So adding color, but moved to a different part of the page, so now it's more focused on her legs. I moved the camera down. And you can see, like, she's leaving the little stick figure at the bottom. Is supposed to be like the Taylor Swift character, I guess.
Stick figure?
Yeah, there's like a Jeep and a stick figure on the ground. Can you kind of see the perspective under the leg?
I see the Jeep, but maybe I just don't see the...
Okay, the only other markings on the page next to the Jeep are the figure, but it is still...
I'm going to grab the actual page.
Take a look at it.
Because I also don't have glasses on, so that doesn't help me see things.
Luckily, we keep the drawing board right over there. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. There she is.
Okay. Maybe you can see it at home. I don't know. Maybe the resolution's not that great.
Or maybe you need to put glasses on like me.
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
With or without glasses, I'll make that point. What else for this one?
Well, it looks like Taylor Swift's like, look, up into the sky. That's no space station.
Wait, what else does she say? Better hurry, Titaness. Oh, you say.
Better hurry, Titaness, or it's going to be good night, Earth.
Well, that's kind of clever. That's not bad as a line of dialogue.
It's pretty good.
There's more to it, but, like most of my art, I like to... Another thing I do is I juggle pages a lot. Like, I very rarely will, like, wake up, start a page, and then just go all the way to the end. I think there's a couple different reasons for that. One is to keep... Well, actually, it's one reason with a couple different sub-reasons. And the big reason is I don't want the quality of the art to suffer. Again, I'm not that great, but I still have standards. But I don't want the quality of the art to suffer in the sense that if I start drawing something and then I'm no longer interested, if I keep drawing it, I think that the art's going to suffer for that reason. So I do jump around from page to page to like try to stay involved. But you can go too far in that direction, and if you leave a page alone for a couple days or a week or a month, or a year or 6 years, like that Spider-Man page we looked at,
Yeah.
then you can forget what were my goals here? What was I trying to do?
Well, maybe sometimes that's good though.
Yeah, and you can come back to it with a fresh eye. You know, they tell you that for a writing tip too. Like if you're having trouble with something, you know, walk away and then take a walk. Literally, Stephen King says this in his book on writing. Like, take an actual walk, then come back and look at it with a fresh eye. But another thing he says is also when you're done at the end of the day, finish in the middle of a sentence. I don't know if that would translate to art, like finish in the middle of a line.
Huh. So why does he say to, like, finish at the middle of a sentence?
So that you have an idea when you come back in the morning of, oh, what was I trying to do here? Oh. Like, you would have a good idea of how to end that sentence.
And if not, then you gotta figure it out real quick.
Yeah, certainly. Or delete. Backspace, 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 and start the sentence over. All right, so now we've transitioned into the second clip for the video. And this is something...
Is that me?
Yes, this is you. This is something we've shown before. We've shown parts of this illustration before, but this is me also working on it. And I put this in the same video as the Titaness art because at the very end of this video, I also have, again, this is the Akaso V50 Pro. Next up is your iPhone, the clip after this. And then the final clip is Titaness and this Militant character together as a camera test for my Xperia. But those are both working really well. Like, I can record in full HD both on the Sony and on the Apple.
Okay.
So I've been juggling those back and forth and just getting different results with it. And I think actually using these three cameras, like maybe doing some with the 4K, some with the Xperia, some with the iPhone, and just like putting together a clip like that, I think might be interesting.
That's a pretty low cut tank top right there.
Well, there's that too. These things happen. Wait. So has this veered past PG-13 into R?
Well.
Or is it still only PG?
I don't know.
Well,
mine's pretty low, and it doesn't dip down to where it's like.
I was going to say in Jumanji, this is the kind of outfit you would expect in that movie, and that's PG-13, right?
Maybe.
Not so much.
I'm looking forward to Jumanji.
The new one?
Yeah.
The next level.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Zathura is basically Jumanji 3? It's like the second Jumanji, or the first Jumanji, Jumanji 2. It's like the first Jumanji sequel. Do you remember that one?
Mm-mm.
Zathura, it had Kristen Stewart, came out in like 2007, and it was about these kids that stay at home and they have to play a board game, but it's like a space board game, not a jungle board game. And then they end up in space. So it's like the same plot as Jumanji, but it's Zathura.
I don't remember that.
And there are rumors that the next Jumanji will be in space. So it might be, if so, you heard it here first, or second, or third, that it's going to be like a Zathura Jumanji crossover.
Zumanji?
Yeah, or
the first
Jathura.
Jathura.
Jathura. But anyway, and now we're already in the next clip. So this is the first iPhone footage.
Okay.
And this is actually sped up quite a bit because this is the first iPhone footage, as well as my first attempt at trying to draw Paige from Charmed.
Yep, Paige Halliwell.
Paige Halliwell, played by Rose McGowan.
Yeah. And
so what do you think of my likeness here?
Is that you took some liberties with her boobs.
Yeah, her chest. And then over in this box, because I was going to have like a character like hiding in a box, and he said draw Charmed. So I was like, I'll just make it Alyssa Milano's character from Charmed. So who was that?
Hiding in a box?
Yeah, hiding in a box.
Oh my gosh.
Is that funny. A plot? Was that in an episode?
No, but so what I thought you were trying to do was there was an episode where the girls were trying to solve a crime at the magic school where the headless horseman was like released. Somebody had conjured him, and he ended up chopping off their heads, and so they set their heads down on tables, and I thought that's what you were going for there. But
so did I get the likeness of Alyssa Milano down here?
No. Alyssa Milano is a beautiful woman, and that looks kind of like a man in a box.
All right, well, how about this character?
This one you did great. Here,
Because I wasn't.
Let me give you some OC donut steel water.
Oh, thank you. Could you tell I was completely losing it?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I wasn't thrilled. Again, this is like mostly a test. I wasn't thrilled with either of these. Like, and some, like I mentioned this before, sometimes you just got to move on.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of like, that's me building suspense for the next video. I am happier with how these next couple pages came out of Charm, but you know, especially when you're trying to draw someone or something for the first time, you don't know. You don't know how it's going to go. And I don't know a lot about Charm, so.
Well, and also, like, this is just when you go outside of your comfort zone. You know, you're going to be drawing things that you don't know how to draw, you're not comfortable drawing, and you have to use that eraser every once in a while.
Yeah, you can see me doing that here, sped up quite a bit. And also, this is all pencil too. I don't think there's even going to be any inking in this part of the video. So.
You did great for trying, and you didn't have like a photo reference.
I did have a photo reference for what's her name?
Alyssa Milano?
No, Rose McGowan.
Oh, okay.
Like, I wasn't just drawing her strict from memory. Like, I was looking at her face.
Oh, okay.
But it's, you know, I don't want to pick on them, these actresses. But when I was looking at them from an artist point of view, in the sense of like, I'm going to try to draw them, like, some faces just stand out as like, it's like, I have to draw you, like that Family Guy joke, I have to draw you. And some people are beautiful, but the beauty is, it's, I don't want to say generic, but there's not like a distinctiveness to it. And all four of those sisters on Charm, to me, honestly read the same artistically. Like, when I'm drawing their features, all of their features are very similar. But that might be part of why they cast them as sisters.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
So,
like, if you were to try to draw a picture of me versus a picture of my sister Erin, they would probably look the same.
Yeah, so there's that too. Even though these actresses are not actually related. Let's say that it wasn't a design flaw. This was the secret. It was a design feature, not a bug, but a feature, so to speak. So anything else you're thinking on this page? Again, this was kind of just an early attempt.
Yeah, so what was the picture of Rose McGowan that you were going off of? Was it her in Charmed?
Yeah, it was just a shot from the show.
So it wasn't her like kicking some paparazzi's butt like out on Hollywood Boulevard or something?
No, has she done that? Is she known for being upset at the paparazzos?
I don't know. During this time period when she was on Charmed, she was actually dating, what's his name, Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't think she was like beating anybody up, but they were definitely scared of her.
Okay. Well, we're coming up on the end of this video, and I'll go ahead and take us out on this one. Thanks for joining us. The final couple clips here are going to be really short, but I'm going to go through this page, show you a bit of what I drew here. And the final bit's the Xperia camera test with the Titaness and Vigilante operator shots. So, as Alana was pointing out, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on OC Donut Steel. Thanks for joining us.